Welcome to Blonde Cards and Crafts. Let's make something together. Today I'm going to make a happy birthday card, and it can be a whatever card you like. And it's inspired by Sam from Mixedupcrafts, and it's an inside pop-up card. So hi everyone! Today I got this Simply Cards and Papercraft magazine, and inside it has this fantastic nautical scenes die set. Now this is a 9-piece die set and it has some fantastic dies in it. It's got the boat and anchor, different scenes that you can cut out, as well as some birds, and it's really lovely. I've got all my bits and pieces here die cut already so that we can speed the video up. So with this magazine you also get some great tips and tricks and ideas of different things that you can make inside, and I find these really handy. As a new crafter, I love getting these magazines. So let's get started with our card today. Now I'm using a ready-made 5x7 scalloped edged card, and I'm going to need 2 of these for our inside pop-up card. I'm going to use the Seashores 12x12 paper pad, and it's by Craft Sensations, and there's some fantastic foiled and plain papers inside, as you can see here on the front. And I have picked out the 2 that I'm going to use, but here's a quick look at some of the papers inside, and they're really beautiful. Some really fabulous images that you can use on your cards, and I love the foiled ones. They are so cool. You could even fussy cut some of these images out and put them onto your card, or whatever crafty thing you're going to make, but I just think these are beautiful and the colors are really vibrant. So this is a great buy, I think, if you're going to be doing some seaside cards and you need some images from it. I think these are going to be great. So as I said, these are the 2 I've picked out. I've picked out the one with the little boat and anchors, etc. on it, and I've also picked out this, it looks like a watercolored image of fishes and everything. So I'm going to use them inside my card. Right, so let's get on. So as I said, I have everything cut and die cut and ready to go to help with, editing the video and not having it too long. Now I've used all the different bits, and especially this little, it's like waves images, and I've used it on some of this beautiful satin blue, and it's got a kind of a grey and a green in the card, and I thought this would be awesome for the sea and as part of the layers for the card. So I've used the scalloped die that's in the pack, and I've cut these 2 out, and these are going to be either side of the pop-up itself. Then I used the light tower, and I've cut out 2 because I want the back and the front, to have a piece. So I've cut 2 out together, and I have extended the cut on these so it'll be long enough for the length of the 7 inches. So as you can see, I've chosen this one for the front, and I'm going to put this on, and I'm going to use either my tape or my glue to attach it onto my card. This is a really lovely finish on this cardstock, and so I think, whatever I'm going to use on it, it'll just, ensure that it's going to stick down. And because my card is 5x7 and there's a scalloped edge, I'm going to actually cut it shorter than normal. Normally, if it was a 5x7 card, you would cut it at 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. But allowing for the scallop around the edge here, I'm actually going to cut it, and I'm going to cut it at 4 5/8 by 6 5/8, and then I'll go down by the quarter, so it'll be 4 3/8 by 6 3/8 for my paper there with the images on it. And I feel that that's going to give it a better look when it's on the card, and I'm going to do that for all three that I'm going to use, because I'm going to have a matte and layer on the front, and I'm also going to matte and layer both sides inside. Now normally we would just do one and we would do the right hand side, but for this one I'm going to be doing both. And on the right hand side you can see I have an extra piece of white cardstock here. It's about 120 gram white card paper, and I'm going to put my sentiment on that. I've also die cut out a happy birthday. Now I think I'm going to put that on the front of the card rather than on the inside. I'm going to put something special on the inside. And these are the stamps I'm using. These stamps are from AliExpress, and the one I'm using says, "May sunshine and joy fill this special day, happy birthday." And that I'm going to put inside the card as well. So that's all the bits and pieces that we're going to need for our card. All we need to do now is organize the pop-up part of the card. So I'm going to take all the pieces that I have here and I'm going to move them out of the way, and I'm going to show you how we're going to cut our card bases into the sizes that we're going to need. So you'll need 2 of these, and we're going to cut them down the middle, but not down the middle on the score line. We're going to allow a 1/2 inch on the other side of the score line like I have here, and we're going to do that on both our card blanks. And that's so that when we join the 2 together, it'll allow us to put our bits and pieces that we're going to embellish the card with in between. And you'll see as I go along, I'll explain it to you better. So we have our 2 pieces cut, and we have our little border there, our extra piece of a 1/2 inch, and I'm going to put some tape along in there, and that will secure the 2 together. Now, so the 2 pieces will be joined together like this, and then we're going to put a piece of acetate through the middle. So all our layers and pieces will be either side, and then our seascape with our light tower will be in the middle. So when you open the card, the images with the lighthouse is going to pop up in the middle. Now I would like to have some birds, look as if they're floating in the air. And I'm going to use some acetate. Now I have this really light acetate and I have this stronger acetate. You can use packaging that you get your dies or stamps, etc. in. But for this, I'm going to use a strong acetate. So when, my center is popped up, the birds won't be flipping and flopping around. So I've sped this piece up, and I've sped it up 8 times the speed, because there's so much bits and pieces to put together, all our layers, etc. And I figure if I speed it up, it will shorten the length of the video. So sit back, relax, watch me putting everything together. Excuse my head will pop in on once or twice, so excuse that. I'm going to play some music and you can see how I put the card together. just a little note here, I use a baby wipe to clean my brush and then I dry it on a microfiber cloth. That way it's ready to use for the next colour. I put glue on here, as you can see, some Nuvo glue, and I actually should have waited and put the glue on the other piece when I'm ready to put the two together, so don't do that. I'm adding my two little seagulls now. I'm popping them into place and I'm getting ready to join the two pieces together, as you can see here, and you need to make sure that your cards are level with each other and then squeeze the two together. The red tape on either side will adhere together and hold your card nice and tight there. So I'm just making sure I have that all in. And now I'm ready to put my second piece on, and here I'm going to use the Nuvo glue. Now it's time to add our sentiment, so I'm going to use my stamping platform. I'm going to make sure my stamp is centered in my piece of white card, and I'm going to use some Versafine Deep Lagoon for my sentiment, keeping it all blues. So now we have our card more or less all put together. We have our mats and layers, and we have our lovely pop-up piece in the middle. This card would be set on your mantelpiece or on a shelf, either flat down so the pop-up piece can be seen, or with the back up. You know, it could sit like that against your mantelpiece or whatever. But it's definitely a card that will be displayed not with the front happy birthday, but the inside showing for everyone to see. So now that's all our bits and pieces done. I'm going to just ensure that all along the top is nice and firmly sealed with the red tape. I'm going to score it and press it down. But as you can see, this card is not going to stand up like so. This isn't how the card is to be displayed. The card is to be displayed with it lying flat like this, so that everyone can see your amazing pop-up inside piece. So that's it, guys. That's our tutorial finished for today. I hope you have enjoyed the card that I've made. I hope you'll give it a go, and if you do, please make sure and tag me on social media. I'd love to see what you're making, either with this fantastic nautical scenes die set from Simply Cards and Papercraft, or using whatever you have in your stash. Now, I just want you to see here, I've done an envelope. I've cut out an extra piece and put that onto an envelope. So thanks very much, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I'd love for you to follow me on Facebook or Instagram or both. And thanks for watching. Bye bye.